definitely dials in that throttle response and also makes the car just sound and drive a lot more sporty. So here we are, and I'm just kind of now getting into full throttle, and it sounds really good, right? You hear that V6. Like I said, it's
Welcome to Drive Culture. I'm Jonathan Rivers, and today we have the 2025 Acura MDX A-Spec Advance. And I'm going to tell you why this might be the best trim in the entire MDX lineup. So we'll go over the exterior, the interior, the powertrain, and of course, take it for a drive. So if this is content you're after or you're new to the channel, please be sure to click that bell to subscribe to come back for more. And with that, let's get after it. Now, the 2025 Acura MDX was a mid-cycle refresh, now in its 4th generation of MDXs. And if you've been to the channel and watched our other videos, you'll know that we've already put things on here like the Advance package that this is based off of. We've also put the full-on Type S Advance package on here that gives you all the performance that this car doesn't have. But I want you guys to let us know down in the comments below, is this all new trim, right? Because an A-Spec Advance didn't exist in the MDX lineup before this. Let us know if you think this is really the best value in the lineup of MDXs today. So as we talk about trims and pricing, it's a pretty big range, right? You can start with an entry-level MDX that's actually only 2-wheel drive. It's just over 50 grand. It's like $51,200. We'll put the pricing on here for you. But if you go all in to that Type S that we've had on the channel, now you're talking in the mid $70,000. So it's a huge spread in price. This one that we have here is $68,300 for that A-Spec Advance package. Now, of course, that doesn't include the premium paint, because what we're working with here is Apex Blue Pearl. And I think it looks fantastic on this A-Spec Advance package, because we're going to go ahead and get into all the exterior details about what makes this A-Spec different and also the key changes they made for 2025. So next, let's go ahead and jump into the exterior design of this A-Spec Advance. So like I said, right off the bat, the Apex Blue Pearl color looks fantastic, right? So the big thing about A-Spec for Acura is that they're always trying to add in lots of dark black elements, right? Really making it look sporty and modern at the same time. And I think they just pop even more so here on this blue. Now, if you've watched our other videos, you're gonna know about some of the changes that Acura made for 2025 as part of this mid-cycle refresh, but let's call them all here now so you know exactly what's changed. Up front, as you get into the leading edge of the hood, that part was completely restyled. And for A-Spec, the entire lower front fascia is all new for 2025 as well. One of the key indicators is that Acura actually made the lower front fascia for A-Spec and Type S the exact same, which is really nice, right? If you really love that super aggressive look of Type S, now you actually get that in the A-Spec package as well. But one of the key differences, even between A-Spec and Type S, is that front grille. So Acura calls it their frameless diamond pentagon grille, and the grille mesh and design is completely different than what you get not only on some of the other MDX models, but even the Type S. So that stands out, and it's in a gloss black. You got that huge Acura caliper, and again, with this car being the advanced package, meaning it's all the features and technologies, you'll also see the surround view camera hidden there right above that Acura caliper as well. There's also very nicely integrated into the front fascia for parking sensors, right? For safety, you got the fabulous Jewel Eye LED headlights, the chicane daytime running lights, and down below on this advanced package, you even get full LED fog lights down there as well. And those huge black intakes that surround that now, that really kind of came over actually from the Integra Type S design language, right? If you look at the front fascia of that car, they pretty much copy and pasted it right here onto the MDX, and I think it looks great. The execution really makes MDX a lot more sporty than before this mid-cycle refresh. So next, let's kind of make our way to the side of the vehicle, overall profile, sheet metal didn't change here at this mid-cycle refresh. Didn't have to, right? MDX had some great character lines, very sharp surfacing. What they did update are the wheels now, and that's across the entire lineup, but also true for this new A-Spec Advance trim as well. So you're still working with 20-inch wheels, right? And they look really good. So what Acura did was they essentially took the wheels that used to be on the Advance package for MDX. Those were like a silver finish. They now took those same wheels and painted them gloss black, threw in the black lug nuts, and just really made the wheel look a lot more sporty. It looked a lot more kind of luxury before. Now they're going for a performance look, given that this is the A-Spec package. And those are wrapped around high performance all season Bridgestone tires, 255, 50R20. So a good wheel and tire package. Now you got the A-Spec badge on the side. You still get this kind of like matte black treatment that goes around the wheel wells and carries across the side of the vehicle all the way to the rear. With this being A-Spec, you get the blacked out mirror caps, window treatment, and that kind of side blade design there. Normally that's a chrome finish on the other non-A-Spec and Type S trims. So again, you get blackout design all the way around. So let's make our way to the rear. You have a full square setup here, so the same wheels and tires out back. But as we make our way to the rear for the exterior design, there essentially were no changes made for 2025. And again, MDX already had a really premium design. The full LED tail lights with chicane, lighting element, just like the front, that nice Acura caliper, A-Spec badging on the left, MDX, and that super handling all-wheel drive badging on the right. You still get the cameras in the back for the 360 surround. Those same 4 parking sensors from the front carry over to the rear. And then again, you get some kind of black elements down at the bottom of the tailgate, which are chrome on other models. So again, part of that A-Spec package is blacking everything out. And then the A-Spec still carries over those kind of long, almost like trapezoidal style exhaust finishers, right? It's only when you get to the Type S that you get those massive quad round exhaust tips. So that's something that still doesn't carry over to the non-Type S trim. So with that, I think we've covered most of the premium elements on the exterior. So next, let's go ahead and jump inside, because there's actually probably even more changes on the inside of this all-new A-Spec Advance. All right, here we are inside the 2025 Acura MDX A-Spec Advance. And like I said on the exterior, this is an all-new trim for MDX, combining the sporty look and feel of A-Spec, but adding in all of those top-end features that you get on the Advance package. So that was a big change point, and really it's more impactful, I think, on the interior here. So first and foremost, let's talk about the A-Spec elements that you're getting. So get this awesome flat bottom steering wheel on the A-Spec package, perforations on the side, but real leather, contrast stitching, A-Spec badging down here below, looks really great. All your volume controls on the left, your ADAS and safety controls on the right. But again, with this being the Advance package, this is actually a heated steering wheel now, and you get that little button right here on the left, so super easy to access there. You do have paddle shifters. We'll talk about how those work during the drive. Also throughout, lots of contrast stitching on the dash, this kind of aluminum trim that carries across the top of the dash to the doors, super premium there. Now there's a few different interior color options that you can get. You can get black, you can get an off-white, Acura calls it orchid, or you can get this red leather interior, which I think looks fantastic because it's everywhere. So the lower part of the dash, even the glove box, everything's red, carries over to the door lining. Black contrast stitching against the red looks really good, as well as piping on the seats that is really nicely done. But let's jump right into it. The seats are actually a new design, right? Because what Acura did is they brought down these premium quilted seats with 9-way massage function for both the driver and passenger onto this new trim. That used to be a Type S exclusive feature. If you've seen our Acura MDX Advance video, you'll know that even that trim without the A-Spec styling also gets this new seat. So The cool thing about it here is that it's red, right? You can't get that in just the normal Advance package, but the seats look fantastic. They call it curvilinear quilted seating design. There's lots of perforations because the seats are not only 3-stage heating, but 3-stage ventilation for both the driver and passenger as well. And they're also 16-way adjustability, so you can adjust the side bolsters, the lumbar, everything. These are some of the best seats in the market today, including with that massage function. That just takes it to the next level. Beyond that, you got great functionality, and one of the key changes as part of the 2025 update was now you got an updated 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster. Yes, the graphics and functionality were enhanced this year. You also get the new 12.3-inch color touchscreen with Google built in. And if you've watched our videos before, you know what Google built in is, but just real quick, it's 3 apps, super easy. Google Maps, Google Play Store, Google Assistant. It's all built into the car. You don't need your phone. You can use your voice assistant, can control climate functions. It's fantastic. So that's a nice update. But with Acura doing that update for 2025, they removed their old true touchpad interface and really changed this whole center console layout. You still get a wireless charging pad, 2 cup holders, little space here to store things. Your volume knob is down here still as your track function, but that's a big change up from the previous MDX. You got good storage in the center console. It's actually a 2-way lifting mechanism, so that's nice. You still get the same kind of manual controls for all of your HVAC, climate, seat adjustments. That's really nice. But looking ahead, also as part of this Advanced package, is you get a 10.5-inch full color head-up display. So again, it's really nice to have that blend of premium performance with all this high-tech features. Now, the last thing I gotta hit before we jump into the back is the other big update for 2025 was Acura switching from their ELS Studio 3D sound system to this new Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. And here on this trim, it's got 19 speakers inside. So full 3D audio, multiple speakers here in the roof liner, and these crazy looking A-pillar tweeters that are branded Bang & Olufsen, as well as the aluminum speaker grills here on the door. So lots of great features added for 2025. The blend of A-Spec and Advanced features all together make this a really attractive package. But next, let's go ahead and hop in the second row. All right, here we are in the second row of the MDX A-Spec Advance. And hey, it's a great place to be. There's lots of features and functions that carry over into the second row as well. So first, let's talk about this center console area here. You get all of the HVAC controls. So it's tri-zone climate in the MDX. You also get heated, 3-stage heated outboard seats, which those controls are here as well. Down below, you got a 12-volt socket and 2 USB-C charge ports down there as well. Of course, you got mat pockets. You know, the seat backs are kind of this harder plastic, but you know, hey, that's great if your kids are kicking the back of the seats. But the materials are still really good in this second row. Clearly, you got the panoramic moonroof ahead of you. You've got the speakers in the ceiling, like I just mentioned, but you still get the aluminum Bang & Olufsen speakers even in the second row. That aluminum trim and ambient lighting carry into the second row as well. You also get these manual sunshades on the side, which is a nice little touch. But the seats, even these outboard seats, get that, you know, quilted look and feel. They're perforated, they look really good. And just like the rest of the MDX lineup, there's a lot of functionality given that this is a 7-passenger family vehicle. So the outboard seats can slide, you know, back and forth. They can actually give you quite a bit of space. Even in the standard position, I'm 5'10". This is my driver position. I've got plenty of knee room here, a ton of, you know, headroom, shoulder room, so no problem taking all your family and friends. The nice thing here is the center seat actually folds down. When it folds down, it exposes 2 cup holders and a huge cubby area, and it can actually be taken out and removed. So a lot of functionality here in the second row. But next, let's go ahead and hop in the third row to show you how much space you got there. All right, here we are in the third row of the MDX A-Spec Advance. And there's some good space back here. You know, obviously, you know, fitting 2 or 3 adults is going to be a little bit of a challenge. I mean, it's a 7-passenger vehicle, so I guess only 2 adults, but you know, adults back here might be a little tight. For short trips, I'm sure it's great. You could definitely throw the kids back here for longer trips though, and it's pretty nice because the seat, I'll show you, it kind of pulls back. You know, that's locked into place. My knees are kind of right to the back, but I got good space. But the nice thing here is that there's a button on the back of the seat. You push that and it springs the seat forward, makes it very easy to get in and out of the vehicle, especially for children. Materials back here are nice. You don't have a lot of things back here. There's small cup holders on both sides, and there's small USB-A charging ports on both the left and right side. So there's charging even here in the third row. But other than that, there's not much back here. So next, let's go ahead and check out the cargo space. All right, next, let's go ahead and talk about the cargo space of this MDX A-Spec Advance. Now, again, with it being the Advance package, you get lots of extra features. You know, one of them is you have the hands-free access where you can kick under the bumper and then it automatically powers open the tailgate. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull here to open it so you're not seeing me do the kick and dance, but it does work well and it is a nice feature. Inside, you have really good space in the MDX. You do have this extra little cubby over here, and you have a flat floor that's nicely carpeted. With the third row up, there's 16.3 cubic feet of space. If you were to put the third row down, which is pretty easy, there's these kind of levers, you just do that, and then push it down, falls flat. You can do that for both sides really easily. Now that jumps to like just under 40 cubic feet of space. So you've got some really good space back here. Of course, the second row can also be folded flat to give you tons of space in case you had to go buy that new big screen TV or go to Lowe's and bring something back with you. You have that space and functionality in the MDX. The other thing, and we showed this in some of our other reviews, is this top piece can be removed. It's carpeted and it's a hard plastic on the other side. So you could put it back into position, which is nice, gives you that hard surface, or you can actually lower it down and give you even more underfloor storage space. So there's a lot of configurability and good usability in the back. There's also a 12-volt power outlet back here and a feature that Acura calls walk away auto lock and close. So essentially, if you push that button and walk away, the tailgate comes down, the vehicle locks itself, and you're on your way. So good functionality there. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the powertrain. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the powertrain of the MDX A-Spec Advance. Now, it doesn't change for 2025. In fact, they kept all the exact same powertrain options and specifications, whether you go with the front wheel drive, the all-wheel drive, A-Spec, or even Type S. None of those figures change for 2025. But let's talk specifically about the engine in this A-Spec Advance. It uses Acura's 3.5-liter V6, naturally aspirated. In this configuration, it makes 290 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. It's mated exclusively to the 10-speed automatic transmission with Acura's super handling all-wheel drive. So that's their torque vectoring differential in the rear. We'll talk about how that feels during the drive. So there's no better way than to prove that out than to get behind the wheel. So next, let's go ahead and take this thing for a drive.
All right, guys, here we are inside the 2025 Acura MDX A-Spec Advance. And we're gonna go ahead and take this thing for a drive. So foot on the brake, push the start stop button. Alrighty. So go ahead and put on my seat belt here. So you can see the seat move forward, even the steering wheel came out. It's a power adjustment on the steering wheel. You can piecemeal and change those in the settings if you don't want that to happen, but I kind of like the adjustability there. Everything started up nice. You get some cool animations in the digital instrument cluster, and this new center display with Google built in boots up super fast. It instantly connects to your CarPlay if you have that enabled, so it's really nice just to have that feature right from the get-go. Now, one of the other things that I kind of missed out on the interior was I've been talking about all those cameras on the outside. One of the nice things is you get the full surround view camera, and it's instantly accessible by this button on the stock. So if you push that in, all of a sudden it gives you a full view of the surround view system, and it's actually adjustable. The more you push the button, it gives you a few other views to work with. So that's really nice feature. So next, we're gonna go ahead and take this thing for a drive. So foot on the brake, put the D in the drive. Now I'm gonna go down this parking lot, so let's catch back up once I get out of the structure. All right, here we are driving the Acura MDX A-Spec Advance. And you know, one of the things that is nice, and it kind of often gets overlooked, is Acura, when they make like their advanced packages or above, they start to add more noise isolation items in the car to make it even quieter, and that actually carries over into this A-Spec Advance package. It's actually noticeably quieter than just a regular A-Spec. Some of that is acoustic glass, additional foam, you know, thickening of carpets, yada yada. There's a whole list of things that they do to give you better isolation in the cabin, and it's instantly noticeable. Like this car, I mean, not that the A-Spec has bad, you know, NVH and, you know, is loud on the inside, but yeah, this car definitely has like good isolation, and it's really quiet. Now, one of the things is, even here I'm driving on really like smooth pavement, and it's really serene. So that's really nice about this car, is just how quiet it is on the inside. Even at highway speeds, driving at, you know, 60, 70, 80 miles an hour, you get a little bit more wind noise, obviously, but other than that, it's a very isolated cabin. Now, the other nice things about having all those advanced features is, like I said, you get the 9-way massage function seats. Now, those are awesome, right? There's 3 stages to the massage function. So essentially, you push the button once, that turns them on. Then you can kind of dial down, you know, how hard you want it to actually be massaging you while driving. It's not overly harsh, even in the strongest setting. It actually feels really good. But even in the basic lowest setting, it's just enough to like kind of, you know, take off some of that fatigue while you're driving. And if you push and hold that button, then it brings up the menu to let you select any one of those 9-way functions for massage. So that's actually really nice. And it really does, especially on long drives, take out a lot of the fatigue you might experience otherwise. That it's a really big difference. And one of the things is, if you're doing it on a very long drive, the massage won't stay on forever. It actually times out. It actually has a 15-minute approximately timeout. So, you know, that's one of the things over a long drive. You're gonna have to keep turning the massage seats back on if that's what you want. But, you know, believe me, driving that over a long distance of time, it definitely helps. And when you get to your like final destination, you're just kind of like, oh, that wasn't so bad. So having these on both the Advanced package, the A-Spec Advanced package, and even now, of course, it's always been on the Type S Advanced package. Again, that's enough reason alone to consider any one of those trims. Now, the other nice thing about it is, like I said, is that Bang Olufsen premium sound system. Now, this version on the A-Spec Advanced gets that 19 speaker setup. Of course, if you watch our other video where you get the Type S, now you're like over, you know, 31 speakers, right? You have a ton of speakers and a lot more powerful amplifier too. But even this 19 speaker system, which actually starts on the technology package, it's actually plenty of power, and it has great fidelity. One of the cool things about it too is, in the touchscreen, they have what they call Sonic, which is like Bang & Olufsen's equalizer. We'll show you what that looks like on B-roll real quick, but that's really cool because essentially, instead of you having these sliders to adjust, you know, treble, mid, and bass, you have this kind of round icon that takes you to these different areas if you want it to be more energetic, or if you want it to be more loud and bassy. It's very easy to adjust that and give you the perfect sound for you. So the customization there is top notch. Now, one of the other things we'll talk about is, like I said, just some of the other key premium features. You got the full color head-up display now on this A-Spec package with now that you have the advanced features on here. That's also another really nice feature. It shows you all your ADAS, your speed limit sign, and of course can project navigation directions in there as well. Now, lastly, like we do in a lot of our videos, let's cover the drive mode. So you have this dynamic mode switch here on the center IP. If you twirl that either direction, it gives you your different drive modes. Now, I've been driving in normal, which is plenty fine, but let's go ahead and turn to the right one time. Now you're in sport mode. Now, what that does is that stiffens the steering and makes it a little bit heavier, and definitely dials in that throttle response, and also makes the car just sound and drive a lot more sporty. So here we are, and I'm just kind of now getting into full throttle, and it sounds really good, right? You hear that V6. Like I said, it's naturally aspirated, 290 horsepower. It's not the same engine that's in the Type S. That's a single turbo 3-liter V6, and it makes definitely more power and torque than this engine. But I tell you what, driving this car in sport mode has lots of power, no problem passing. If you were to push the transmission dial from D to S, that actually puts it into like a sport transmission setting, which you can now, use the paddle shifters to hold the gears for you. Now, as you watch our other videos, you've heard me explain a dozen times that it won't always, keep the gear for you. It's not going to let you bang off the rev limiter and do things like that. But for the most part, it's going to hold the optimal gear and make sure you have some level of control while using the paddle shifters. So again, guys, MDX is a great car. We have other versions and other reviews here on the channel, so be sure to check out those if you haven't watched those yet. But let us know if you want to see other trims, other MDXs, or other premium 3-row SUVs that compete against the MDX. We're happy to bring that content to you here on the channel. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this drive portion.
All right, guys, that's a wrap. What did you think of the 2025 Acura MDX A-Spec Advance? Is it the best trim in the entire lineup of MDXs? Like I mentioned in the pricing section, right? Starts in the low 50s, goes all the way to the mid 70s if you're gonna go in and get Type S. But this one here at just under $70,000, is it the best value, right? You get lots of great styling with the A-Spec package and all the great features and technologies with the Advance package stuck on top of that, right? So let us know your guys' thoughts and comments down below. Let us know if you do want to see those other trims on the channel. We've already brought you the Type S and a few others, but we're happy to bring that and any other competitors you guys like to see here to Drive Culture. So if you've joined us before, thank you so much. But if you're new to the channel, please be sure to click that bell to subscribe to come back for more. Thanks, and we'll see you at the next episode.